Welcome back to the Vertz podcast, brought to you by Moss Marketing Group from the MMG Bus. Today is Thursday, September 19th. This is the Thursday show where we give you our picks for the weekend, both college and NFL. You'll find out who the MMG bus driver of the week is, and also stay tuned for the CTE Case of the week. We're going to jump right in with our college picks. And I'm going to lead off. We're going to go around, give our lock of the week first. My lock of the week is a new team for me that I have not put my money on yet this year. Tennessee, Rocky Top, favored by 7 in their biggest game yet over Oklahoma. Just based on what I've seen with Tennessee, I don't think anybody's beaten them early in the season. I don't think Oklahoma's a real contender just yet. So I'm locking in Tennessee -7, even though it's in Oklahoma.
Like the pick, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up to you in the win column here, man. And I think I'm going Tennessee, lock of the week as well. They are just heads and tails better than everybody else that they've played so far. Bold prediction, I think they're one of the last 4 teams in the college playoff here at the end of this year.
I agree. Dalton?
Yeah, well, believe it or not, I had Tennessee as well. No, we did not plan this, but my decision is Oklahoma looked pretty rocky against Tulane last week. Tennessee hasn't really showed any weaknesses all season, so that's why they're my lock.
Okay. Darby?
I'm going to go a different route. I'm going to go West Virginia over Kansas, strictly based on it is at West Virginia. I think that atmosphere is crazy. I think Kansas coming in, they're still ranked, so I think West Virginia is going to be rocking as well, and I'm going to go with West Virginia.
Well, Kansas does suck, so that's probably a good pick.
Yeah.
I don't hate
2.5 point favorites, right? So
Yeah.
you're taking West Virginia -2.5.
Yes, sir.
I like that one. We thought about making Kansas, West Virginia one of the games that we picked this week. So for those of you guys who don't know the format of what we're doing, in both college and the NFL each week, we are picking our lock of the week, going with an underdog, and then picking 3 of the biggest games that we are going to discuss and make picks for. So just to kind of preview college, we're going to pick Tennessee OU, who you already heard a couple of our picks for that. Utah, Oklahoma State, another ranked matchup, and then USC, Michigan this week in college. In the NFL, we will be picking the Baltimore-Dallas game, KC, Atlanta, and New Orleans versus Philadelphia. So, Alex, who's your lock in college this week?
I think this one, based on the Alex Atkinson algorithm on how these things are going to play out, this one's easily going to be my lock of the week. Georgia Tech, love that program, mainly because of the YouTube video of, you're a Georgia Tech. You can do that. You want to build an Iron Man suit? You're a Georgia Tech. Love that. Also, is it Louisville? Is it Louisville? Louisville? I hate it. Every time someone has something else to say, makes me hate Louisville. So Georgia Tech over Louisville, plus 10.5.
Why are you trying to upset our fans in Louisville?
It's my lock.
So you're taking your lock, and I think this is the first time this has happened, which you can do. You're taking your lock with points.
With points.
So as long as they don't lose by 10 or more, then your lock does hit there. So,
We're hitting.
Bold
Give me
move.
the points.
I don't hate it.
Bold move, Cotton.
I don't hate it. I was thinking about taking old Kent State plus 49.
Oh, stop it.
As my a lock. You know,
Stop
I know
it.
they lost big to Tennessee last week, but Penn State just isn't Tennessee. So
They gave up 71 points to Tennessee.
yeah, but in the second half they shut them down.
They did. They played their 4th string. It's one of those cupcake games that every college program in the top 10 needs. We're coming off a bye over at Penn State Nittany Lions football program, so it's a lot of points to score. But I look forward to a 52-0 win.
Okay.
Against the Kent State Cyclones, I believe.
Who was the team that you guys played 2 weeks ago that you struggled with?
That was the juggernaut known as the Bowling Green University.
Yeah.
A juggernaut football machine down in Bowling
Powerhouse,
Known for it.
some would say.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Next to Alabama.
I don't think Kent State has anywhere close to the football program that Bowling Green does.
All right. we'll lay off. All right, let's get to our underdogs in college this week. Kicking it off for me, who am I taking? I am taking SMU plus 120. They're playing TCU. I think they're a stronger program. It's a little in-state rivalry there. So I'm going with SMU plus 120. Judging off of
off the reaction,
Dalton's reaction.
I thought this was
Dude
definitely one.
He was so fired up for this
I was
pick.
like,
He was so fired up.
No one
for
else
it.
is gonna have this one. I'm gonna fucking hit this one too, and I'm gonna get one up on all these guys because I really need it. Although I don't know what book you were looking at, but I'm plus 130.
Okay, that's better odds. I was on DraftKings.
Yeah, I don't think there's a home team here. I mean, we're talking about Dallas and Fort Worth, so I think this one could go either way. But I'm going with SMU.
All right.
And
Darby?
I think SMU is gonna do a little foreshadowing. Gonna kick Florida State's ass in a couple weeks too.
Sheesh.
Wow. Wouldn't that be super impressive? A team beating up on Florida State.
It's another.
They are a powerhouse.
Yeah, it's another powerhouse team they're gonna have to go against. Unfortunate souls.
All right, so for my underdog, I'm gonna go a different route again. I'm gonna go Michigan as my underdog against USC.
Have you watched Michigan play this year?
Not a whole lot, but it is a home game for them at the Big House. So once again, I think Michigan's going to get it done. I think it is going to be a crazy environment as well. So I'm going to lock in Michigan.
Okay.
I don't hate the pick. I do hate Michigan. So it's always nice to see them lose. But I'm going to go with, for my underdog pick, at plus 122, the Utah Utes to go into Oklahoma State. Take care of business. They're plus 122 to win, and then 2.5 point dog right now.
And they're playing in Stillwater.
And
sir.
Stillwater.
It's a tough place to play.
It is.
Better hope that Cam Rising plays. They're saying he's going to. That's why
Right.
the line's so close.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I feel good about Utah. It's weird to see a team that comes in number 12 in the country going in against a team that's number 14 and getting points. I'm sorry. And I'm not quite sure what Oklahoma State has done for me this year to get me excited to give Utah a boo.
Amateur hour.
Wow.
This guy stinks.
Oh, brother. Oh, Mickey Mouse Club Productions around here.
Yeah. I like Utah. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with what they've done so far.
Okay. Alex?
Yeah, I think my dog of the week, I think that this whole Dylan Raiola situation has gotten completely out of hand. I think it has now gotten to him this week, right? He's done it a couple of times. He's fought through it. And now that it is on every single platform, he's seeing it. He's hearing it every single day. He's going to go show up for this game. And when he gets out there for warmups, he's going to be in his head the whole time being like, hey, I can't look exactly like Patrick Mahomes today. But, that's something you do when you're 10 years old. Like, you're playing in your front yard and you're like, I'm going to be this guy. Like, this is my favorite player. You are now in college. It's weird. It's weird. And now when he's warming up, he's going to be more worried about not looking like Patrick Mahomes than he is focused about the game. They lose to Illinois.
So you think he has a Mahomes fetish? Is that where,
I
you're
think
going
you
with
said
this?
fetish. I think you said fetish.
He's not gonna go that far.
Are you just nervous because he looks a lot like Mahomes and he's just doing this as a freshman in college?
No.
You just jealous?
What is there
That
to be
he might
jealous
be-
about?
He might be better, maybe.
If he is, then good for him. That doesn't impact me one bit.
He's
I just
winning
think
games
it's weird.
like Mahomes.
That's right.
How many other quarterbacks are winning games like Mahomes wins games?
I think all of the comparisons are just going to feed into his ego more and make him, lean into it even more. Like,
He
I
has
would-
to
I
at this
would-
point.
you
I mean,
know.
there's no turning back.
Well,
now.
yeah. I mean, you can't fight it and say that you aren't trying to look and act like him. I mean, it's pretty obvious when your warm-up routine is the exact same.
We're going to start to hear his voice change a little bit. It's going to get a little bit more raspy.
Yep.
Then he's going to get the same leg tattoo.
He's hunting down a blonde soccer player.
Yep.
He said he wears number 15 for Tim Tebow.
Right.
Never heard
Yeah.
never heard another person say that.
Go back and let's look and see what number he was wearing before Mahomes made it to the NFL.
Yeah.
Okay, so to recap that pick, you're picking Illinois because Nebraska's quarterback is weird.
100%.
Okay.
And it's going to be in his head this week.
Illinois did beat Kansas. Now, that's not saying much, but, who knows? Nebraska, Kansas, I mean, they both suck, right?
I don't know. I mean, Nebraska did beat up on Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes.
Dude, I think Nebraska
I don't
would
think that's
throttle
saying much.
Kansas. They would throttle Kansas.
They would, because we all agree that Kansas stinks, right? In that
Oh, they're
Yeah.
consensus on the bus.
Terrible.
They might not make a bowl game.
Right.
Yeah.
So Illinois they're a gift right now. The Big Ten getting that number 24 ranking. I hate to go against it, but Nebraska's going to smoke them at home.
To be determined.
All right. We've already talked about it a little bit. Let's get into our first game of the week, being Tennessee OU. Big matchup. Now a big SEC matchup. They are meeting for the first time in the SEC. Both teams, new quarterback, got some good things going on, expected to be ranked in the top 25 all year and compete for a spot in the college football playoffs. What's your guys' thoughts on this one? I know we've heard 3 of our picks or our locks being Tennessee favored, so you know how some of us feel. Darby, Alex, I'm interested to hear from you guys, since they weren't involved in your lock or underdog picks, what your take on this game is.
So I'm still going to go Tennessee with this pick. I'm kind of with Dalton. I haven't really seen any struggles for Tennessee on offense or defense. I think their quarterback's the real deal. I think they can go out and score a ton of points. And haven't watched a whole lot of Oklahoma football, but I just think Tennessee's the better team. I think they're going to come out and handle business.
All right. I agree with you. I think so. Obviously, Tennessee hasn't played anybody, right? But this is their first real test. I think that they're strong enough to come out and show the nation what they can do against, a top 25 school, and really solidify their spot in the top 10. They've got a lot going for them on offense. They're super quick. Even though they do like to kick onside kicks against nobody's schools in the first quarter to run the score up.
I love it.
I
love it.
Penn State might do that too.
Whatever it takes to win, sir. Whatever it takes to win.
By 52, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you score more points than the other team, you win.
Write that down.
That's right. We got to come back from our tough win against the juggernaut that is Bowling Green.
Alex?
Yep, I'm gonna stick with my algorithm, which is making picks off of things that make no sense. So, big Oklahoma State guy, therefore I hate Oklahoma, therefore Tennessee. Don't really need any rhyme or reason, but I'm gonna stick with it until it doesn't work anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm probably just going to pick Tennessee to win up until the time I can figure out how to pronounce a quarterback's last name.
True freshman, right?
Is it Nico Lamalavea?
Lieva.
Yeah.
Yeah, true freshman, 6'6", 215. That's a big dude.
You said it 4 different ways, and all 4 of them sounded incorrect and correct at the same time.
Lieva.
You could really you could convince me on everything that you've said
I'm just
so
going
far.
Tennessee to win.
That dude's a stud.
Until I can figure out how to pronounce his last name. That's
He had a lot of hype on
Chevy.
social media coming out of high school. He's one of those guys, like we talked about, that being a big factor for them. I mean, rightfully so, clearly. But I remember seeing videos of him a few years back saying that he was going to be one of the highest recruits coming out of high school this year. He always wore, I didn't necessarily like him at the time because he always wore like pajama pants to 7-on-7.
Oh, I hate that. Why is that a thing?
Did you guys know that football is like his second best sport? He's a really good volleyball player.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah, so
He's got
basically he got invited to the Elite 11 camp in high school.
Yeah.
And he skipped the Elite 11 camp because he already knew he was good, and he skipped it and went and played in his travel team's national championship for volleyball.
To close the door on the Elite 11
Yeah.
camp is pretty insane.
If you look up his volleyball highlights, you'll be like, oh wow, he's pretty good.
he's got some hops.
Yeah. Gonna make a lot more money playing football though.
100%.
What?
All right, we're all on Tennessee. We'll see what happens. That's a 6:30 game on Saturday. Should be a good one. Good primetime game.
Next 5 for 5 consensus is scary though. Now it's making me a little timid to go with Tennessee.
No
if we're going-
takebacks.
No takebacks, bud.
Oh.
We
Damn it.
yeah, we were all on the Chiefs and the Lions last week, and that was almost a really bad 0-2 for all of us in the NFL. So it is a little scary to be all on the same side. Next game, Utah, Oklahoma State in Stillwater. Two teams I don't know a ton about this year. Haven't watched a ton of Utah or Oklahoma State football. I know Oklahoma State's been in some close games. This one, I think I'm just going to lean towards the home team here and take Oklahoma State. I feel like Cam Rising's beat up. I think hand injury, right? Was it?
Yes.
One hit and that flares up again or just aggravates it. And it's kind of an important part of the body for a quarterback, right? So I'm going to go with the home team and take the Pokes.
Yeah, I mean, that's an environment to play in. They've got the paddles slamming against the side walls there. You're going in there. That's an electric run out when they first come onto the field. It's a fun atmosphere. So when you got 12 playing against 14, 2-3-0 teams down there in Stillwater, I'm going Pokes on that one.
Well, you guys, I'm taking Utah as my underdog pick. So I'm riding the Utes, the team that was picked to win the Big 12. I still feel confident in what they're doing, especially if Cam Rising's playing.
I'm gonna go Oklahoma State at home with Logan. I think if Cam Rising is beat up, if he does take one hit, I think the Utes are in trouble. I think Oklahoma State, like Alex said, their environment's crazy. 2-3-0 teams. I think it's gonna be a good game, but I think Oklahoma State comes out on top.
I took Oak State too. I mean, I looked at who Utah was playing. Haven't seen them play much, but they haven't been blowing teams out, unranked teams. So, they're traveling to Stillwater. I've never been to Stillwater. Sounds like it's a great place.
Great place to see a game.
But I'm going Oak State.
Okay. Chance for Adam to make up some ground in the standings here.
Let's go.
Yep, the only one. All right, on to the last college game, USC Michigan at the Big House. Two new quarterbacks for both these organizations or universities. This one, I just do not believe in Michigan this year. I don't think that they have enough experience on that team. They lost too many guys. New coach, new coordinator. Miller Moss is going to go in there and ball out. I'm taking USC.
For me, aside from the fact that Michigan's only redeeming quality is the greatest quarterback of all time attended that school, I like nothing about them whatsoever, nor do I like the way they play this year. USC to win at the Big House.
Darby?
I'm gonna go against you guys. I had Michigan as my underdog. I'm gonna stick with it. At the Big House, I think they're gonna get it done.
Yeah, I don't think Michigan's looked good this year. Their coach just walked out on them. I mean, they had a scandal. I don't like them. Texas beat the shit out of them. I'm going USC.
Again, no reason that makes sense, but big fan of Dave Portnoy here. And he's a big Michigan guy. And as fun as it is to see him happy, it's actually a lot more entertaining when he crumbles because he lost a huge bet. So for that reason, Michigan lose, USC in the W column.
Okay, everybody but Darby.
Yes.
On USC. What happens this year? Does Connor Stallion's high school football team that he's coaching get more wins, or does Michigan?
Ooh.
He's coaching a high school, or he's a defensive coordinator for a team in Detroit, I believe. I know they lost their first game like 42-0. So he wasn't off to a hot start.
That's not good. It's not good at all.
Not great.
Yeah,
I still think Michigan probably wins more games. They're losing 42-0.
Yeah. Any other games in college that stick out to you guys this week?
Obviously we talked about the Illinois-Nebraska game. That's going to be fun to watch. Have we hit on Kent State-Penn State game? Have we talked about that yet?
Oh, man.
I don't think we have.
Yeah. Onside kick first play, right?
I don't think we need to rub it in.
Oh, yeah. You guys are a real university.
That's right.
You don't have to do that.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
The Missouri Tigers, who are they playing?
They've got Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt, the
Yeah.
juggernaut that is Vanderbilt.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Only favored by 20. Vanderbilt's looked a little bit stronger this year than they have in the past. I know they won their first game, which has been a struggle for them to win a game
Right.
in past years. So that is an improvement.
They lost to Georgia State though.
Hey, Georgia State's a kind of a little powerhouse school. Yeah.
Well,
We're throwing around a lot of powerhouses
Yeah.
around.
They're not in the
Everyone's
SEC.
a powerhouse.
It might have something to do with the CTE case of the
Yeah,
week. We're not just throwing out powerhouse for anybody here.
I'm gonna say there's an inside joke we haven't gotten to. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many points does Texas score in Louisiana Monroe this week? With
So,
Arch
isn't it-
playing,
Is it
Is
at
Quinn
Louisiana
Ewers not
Monroe?
I think last I read it was going to be Arch Manning playing this week.
Okay, so it
yeah, I
doesn't
don't
make
think it
that
matters.
much of a difference.
I don't think it matters.
It
It doesn't matter.
Right. So
Uh,
how many points did they score?
So they're favored by 44.5, and I've been on Texas for my lock, and it's worked out the last 2 weeks. I just feel like I'm getting a little bit, too
No,
far
dude,
ahead
you-
in the standings. So I tried to switch it up just to make it fair.
We
but
appreciate that.
I think
Wow, what a
I think
guy.
they score, more than 50.
Hey, the
50? I think they
Warhawks are
scored
2-0
47.
though. The Warhawks are 2-0.
Who they play?
Who?
UL Monroe Warhawks.
Oh yeah.
You guys didn't know? You guys didn't know that?
Oh yeah, they're a small powerhouse
Yeah.
school.
Come on. I think they score at least 45.
Do you think Louisiana
Take it.
Monroe scores at all?
I actually do.
Or do you think they
will
score in chump time like Lindenwood did against KU the last quarter, 3 points, field goal?
Yeah.
I think they probably score
Probably
a
very
touchdown.
similar
They
game.
score
Yeah.
something, three or
They
seven.
got to get something on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, on to the NFL. Start off with our lock and underdog this week. I'm taking the Texans favored by 2 in that game. I think that there was a little bit of a scare, or you could say there was a little bit of a scare with the Bears or whatever. But I think they're also just working the kinks out. It's early in the season. So I'm on the Texans to win by 2, and I think it's a pretty easy lock. Alex?
Bills Jags. They look terrible. I just don't see a chance how they actually pull together any kind of way to be competitive right now. Like they're just dragging themselves through every game. So feel good about that.
Monday night game, taking the Bills.
Are they the Monday night game?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep. There's 2 Monday night games this week.
I don't think the Jags are too far
Yay.
off from getting kicked off the bus here soon.
I mean,
Yeah,
they are making a case.
They're definitely itching towards it. So
could be looking at them for week 3
yeah.
elimination. Adam?
I'm going with the Raiders minus 5.5 to the team that's already been eliminated from the playoffs, the Carolina Panthers. Raiders minus 5.5 at home against Carolina. I don't care that they benched Bryce Young. I don't care that they're bringing the red rifle back, Andy Dalton. Carolina is terrible.
So here's one thing though. We need to institute a rule right now that we can't just make our lock of the week every week, whoever the Panthers are playing.
But you can't, because you've got to take the points too. Like
Right.
they've got to beat them by however much
5.5
thinks
points.
they should.
Yeah, I still think that rule should stand because they are awful.
But
And Andy Dalton coming back is going to do nothing for
You
him.
could take the Raiders too. I had the Raiders at first, and then I looked at it like, I still don't
Yes.
trust the Raiders. So,
hey,
hey,
came back against Baltimore.
No, I say they
You
beat
got Minshew
Baltimore.
Magic, man.
I think it's more so you've got a solid defense.
Not
I mean,
Minshew Magic.
They're still scoring points though.
Yeah.
They put
Whatever
up over
wins you a
20 both
game.
weeks.
Devontae says he's not unhappy right now.
for right now, they're 2-0. So I mean, just wait till they lose a couple.
Raiders
Then
at
he'll be
home minus
pissed.
5.5. Book it.
Darby?
I'm gonna go Saints at home against the Eagles minus 2.5. We talked about it before. The Eagles kind of have some suspect coaching calls. I think the Saints offense has been rolling, scoring quite a bit. Almost every time they touch the ball, they score points. So I'm gonna go Saints at minus 2.5.
Okay, I think I misspoke. The Raiders are not 2-0.
Yeah,
They're
they're
1-1.
Almost.
You guys should have
2-0.
called me out for
I was
that.
going to let it slide.
However,
Guys should pull me
I
out for
did
that.
pick the Raiders at minus 5 though. The reason is they are scoring points. They beat the Ravens. I don't think Andy Dalton's going to come in and play any better, at least the first week, than Bryce Young did. I think it's going to take him a couple weeks. So I don't see them even coming close. So Raiders -5.
It's not going to take him much to play better than Bryce Young, though.
But I don't see it.
But
I don't see him
also,
coming in.
like, Bryce Young does suck, but the system there is broken.
They're just an
You-
all-around bad team. I mean,
like, look at Baker Mayfield was there, and now he's having success in Tampa Bay.
Mhm.
Sam Darnold was there, and now he's an MVP candidate in Minnesota.
Slinging the rock in Minnesota
So-
up there.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
right.
Like,
Whoa.
where's Bryce Young going to end up? Because he could also, have another shot with a different team, whole different situation. Maybe grow a few inches, get on Peyton Manning's HGH. That might help. Let's give him a fair chance. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't think Andy Dalton is going to be any different.
When was the last time he threw a football? Like, when was the last time he played in a game? I wonder.
Andy Dalton.
Mm-hmm.
I think he played in a game for the Panthers last year.
Yeah, Bryce Young was hurt.
Yeah, he's been there for at least last year. It may have been a few years now. All right, underdog of the week. I think a lot of us are going to be on this trend. Also, don't like anything the Tennessee Titans are doing right now. Will Levis cannot do anything just normal at all. He eats mayonnaise by itself. He likes to try to throw the ball away or backwards
To the
whenever
other team.
his feet are above his head. Give me Josh Jacobs for another 30-plus carry game, another 150-yard rusher, and the Packers plus 110 is my underdog this week.
I like to pick. I'm gonna zag a little bit. I like my coach of the year candidate, Jim Harbaugh, and the formerly San Diego Chargers to go into Pittsburgh and upset the Steelers.
Yeah.
I think with the two-headed monster of J.K. Dobbins, who's been revived from the dead after his last 3 knee injuries, and Gus Edwards, you've got a team that can actually go into Pittsburgh and win. So I'm going with the Chargers, my underdog pick of the week.
So I do want to just point this out real quick that if you support that narrative, that means then that after the Cleveland Browns beat the New York Football Giants, they would be then tied for first in their division after the Steelers lose.
Yeah, I mean, through the third week, you're
Whoa.
assuming that the Giants
Put
aren't
on
gonna
those
win.
tinfoil hats, boys. I think we were onto
Hey,
something.
if the season ended at week 3,
That's right.
Stop the count.
yep,
That's right.
be good.
Stop the count. Right there. Go ahead and take my victory lap in the bus. But on that note, we're going to stay in Ohio and talk about Commanders Bengals. They're getting 7.5 there. Jaden Daniels is out there doing what he's doing right now. They actually look somewhat competent as a team at times. And the Bengals, it is just helmets are being thrown all over the place. They do not look good whatsoever. I think that this is really a chance where I'm going to take the points and say the Commanders keep it competitive, keep it within 6.
No,
Your dog's got to be money line, man.
Yeah.
It's gotta be the
What?
win.
You gotta pick
Gotta
up
be
a win.
But you got to be the win the game.
What kind
Well,
of research are you doing
we'll
over
give you
there?
a
I didn't know. I listen.
We'll give you a chance to find another one. Dalton, who's your underdog?
I switched mine because I need some competitive edge. I need to jump ahead of someone somewhere, and I had the Packers. Switching that up, I advocated for Kyler Murray riding the bus or driving the bus. So I'm going to go Arizona plus 130 over the Lions. Arizona is at home. So I
Don't hate
think
it.
Kyler Murray is going to just keep fucking chugging away. He's going to tear up the Lions secondary like he did the Rams, and I'm going to get a game on you guys.
Do not hate it. Darby?
All right. I know some of you guys are going to hate this, but it's a homer pick. I'm going to take Miami to go into Seattle and get the job done. Obviously, I'm biased. I got Skylar Thompson, buddy of mine, who's going to be playing quarterback for him. But I think they score just enough points to get it done. I don't think their offense is going to come out and do anything crazy, but I think they do end up getting the dub in Seattle.
Okay. Don't hate it.
All right, and we're back. Do not love that pick as a money line pick. I like you with the points.
Yeah.
Less confident when you don't give me the points. Therefore, we're going to go with the week 2 MVP of the NFL season, and that is Sam Darnold and the Justin Jefferson Vikings. So
Okay.
we're going to take them over the Texans.
Okay, so you're going against my law.
Woo.
That's right.
All right.
Hey,
See
we got
what
to make
happens
up
here.
ground here.
Let's see what happens.
It's gonna be a good game. I'm
That's gonna be a
excited to
good
watch
game.
that game.
It should be. We'll see how long Sam Darnold's shelf life
He's
is.
gonna choke.
Yeah.
Hey, we're 2 weeks in. He's looking electric.
Yeah. All right. First game of the week in the NFL. Big game for both of these teams. Honestly, neither of them can afford to lose this game, but that's how sports work. Someone has to. Baltimore going into Dallas at 0-2. I don't really know what to think about this game. Both teams,
They both suck. I mean,
they're not looking great.
you can't trust either of them.
Yeah.
I mean, Dallas is so untrustworthy. It's not even funny. I'm so glad I'm not a Cowboys fan.
Both of these teams have been pretty trustworthy in the regular season the past few years, but after week 2, that's enough to say that they're untrustworthy. Losing to New Orleans, with the momentum they have going on right now, maybe a little bit less hurtful than losing a rough game to the Raiders like Baltimore did. Who's favored in this one?
It's the Ravens
about
-1,
even, right?
I think.
Ravens -1.5 on FanDuel.
Yep.
Cowboys are at home. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think in this one I've got to go with the Cowboys. I think that I love the idea of the Ravens starting 0-3. I just don't think they're a complete team. Don't think the defense is as good as it has been, and I think their offense is just going to continue to struggle a little bit.
Dallas is the Jekyll and Hyde team every year.
Mm.
You just don't know where you're getting game to game,
Yeah.
right? They get smoked by New Orleans. Won the week before, looked great against the crap team from Cleveland. But I don't know. So you don't really know what you're getting this week. I think Baltimore has to win. This is a must-win game in week 3 for Baltimore. A must-win game. And so I think they go in there with a sense of urgency and get the bad Cowboys team to come out and play, hit them in the mouth, and put it away. So going with Baltimore to win.
Yeah, I'd agree. I actually have the same thing written down. I said Baltimore has to get a win or they're cooked. I think their season it's in jeopardy right now. Like Adam said, if they don't come out and get a W, it's not looking good for them. Dak is Dak. He's going to do what he does in the regular season, get to the playoffs and, shit down his legs. So I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to get it done. They have to. So
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I could have flipped a coin on this one. Like it could go either way. But Cowboys are at home. They played awful against the Saints. So in Cowboys fashion, they'll probably come out and score, 35 or 40 points this week. Who knows? But I'm going Cowboys.
I mean, if you're looking at the 2 games that the Ravens have lost, right? They lost to the Super Bowl champs by a toenail, and then they play the Raiders. They lose by 3. I'm not going to say that the Raiders are a team to be feared, but it's not like they got blown out. Just like Adam said, you have them going in against the Browns, winning, and then they go play the Saints and they get the brakes blown off. It just there's nothing about the Cowboys 2 games, and again we're going real early reactions here, but out of the 2 games where I think that they've shown that they can be a contender, and yes, the Ravens are 0-2, but they at least look competitive in both of those 2 games. I'm going to go with the team that at least has shown some signs of life, even if they don't have a win on the board.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I think that'll be a good game to watch as well. What we were talking about last week or earlier this week, teams that start 0-2.
Yep.
There's only been 3 of them since, when was it, 2018 to make the playoffs?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the percentage of 0-3 teams? Because I mean,
Can't be good.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I
Don't like the
Cannot be
odds.
good.
remember one.
Yeah.
I remember back in the 2010s with Alex Smith, the Chiefs started 1-5 and then almost won out. I think they did win like their last 9 or 10 games to make the playoffs. But those are anomalies.
So there's been one team since 2000 to go 0-3.
And make the playoffs. Who was that?
That was the 2018 Texans.
Okay, Deshaun Watson. That would have been his
Not
rookie
too
year.
long ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the year. Yeah,
Pre-massage therapist.
we're
Sheesh.
going on. Maybe that's what flipped the script for him. Week 3 and 4. That's when he started it.
Now it started to turn it on.
Yeah,
Literally. Yeah.
On an obvious note, no Super Bowl champion has ever started a season 0-3 ever in the history of the NFL.
man. So if the Ravens lose, are they on the elimination block?
They're automatically eliminated.
They've got to be.
I mean,
Statistically speaking. I
well,
mean,
they've had 58 chances of this happening, and never has it happened. I feel like you got to run with the numbers on that. They're automatically off the bus.
Okay, big game. Next, KC traveling to Atlanta, Sunday Night Football. This one makes me nervous as hell as a Chiefs fan.
Yes.
My instincts told me to hammer Atlanta as my underdog and to take them as my pick, but I cannot do that. I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs to go into Atlanta, win the game. Carson Steele will be good enough to get it done. Mahomes is Mahomes, and in Mahomes we trust. So I'm taking the Chiefs. Might be a homer pick.
You get
I,
Kareem Hunt
I think
back in the.
there might be a few homer picks here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Kareem Hunt back in the Chiefs team.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna play this week, is he?
I saw something yesterday
think.
saying Andy Reid said he's got a good chance of.
But,
playing.
I mean, he
that's got to be also taken into account of trying to throw the Falcons off, right? Like it would
Could
be
be.
Yeah.
a good way to get them to waste some of their time preparing. He
Mm.
says, "Hey,
How much are they going to
play."
prepare for Carson Steele, though, brother?
I mean, I don't know.
Carson's so much
Kareem Hunt
of you,
probably still knows a lot of the offense. He's played in that system before. So
Oh, is
probably
this
not going to
what,
take
6
him.
years ago?
Yeah, it's been
I mean,
a
come
while,
on.
man. Too.
He's only played in one other
And
offense.
who knows how good of shape he was in? I mean, it's a.
He's gonna get maybe 5 carries. Like,
Yeah, it's a quick
let's be
turnaround
realistic
time.
here. He just got there.
I see this in a game that Carson Steele gets between 10 and 15 carries, probably rushes for 40 or 45 yards. You know, maybe gets a goal line touchdown. That'd be really cool for him. But Mahomes is going to do a lot through the air in this one, in my opinion. I think the Eagles had good success throwing the ball a little bit against the Falcons, especially in the middle of the field. Mahomes was not able to throw the ball in the middle of the field at all against the
He looked
Bengals.
bad.
So a little rebound game here too. I think there's a little extra motivation probably with all the talk to, dial in this week. Hey, let's scheme up some good plays and make sure that we don't turn the ball over like we did. That had to be a key emphasis in practice this week, right?
Take care of the football.
To me, I'm worried that this is a trap game in here where they came off of 2 big games that they've been looking at the whole offseason. They're saying, hey, those are 2 Super Bowl contenders that we go up against weeks 1 and 2. We got to be completely dialed both of those weeks. They get both of those wins. We're feeling good. We snuck out 2 wins. And then we know after the Falcons, we're going up against a division rival on the road. So now they're worried about, hey, we need to make sure that we get that division rival win. And they're overlooking this game against the Falcons. I'm a little worried that they don't put their foot fully down on the gas pedal. And this is one of the ones where the Chiefs do it every year. There's just a few teams that they should beat and they lose. Right? It's like, how in the world did we lose to that team, those couple of teams? This right here has me worried that this is going to be one of those games. So for that reason, I'm going to reluctantly pick the Falcons to win this one because the Chiefs are not going to go undefeated. They're going to lose some games. I think that this is one that Falcons could sneak away with a win here. I will be cheering for the Chiefs to win, but concern is there.
Yeah.
Don't blame you.
I'm gonna somewhat agree with you. I do think it is 100% a trap game, and like we said last week, the Chiefs do tend to play down to the level of their opponents. I don't think the Falcons are a great team,
Right.
The Chiefs offense has looked good at times, but like we said, Mahomes last week couldn't really.
So what do we define as a trap game here? Because in my opinion, a trap game it would be a trap game if the Atlanta Falcons were the Atlanta Falcons of a few years ago, and the Chiefs beat the Bengals by 21 points last week. We're riding high, maybe looking at the Chargers, thinking, okay, we can get past Atlanta easy. I don't think anybody is thinking that Atlanta's just going to roll over. I mean, they just beat the Eagles, right? I mean, the Chiefs very heavily struggled against the Bengals.
I'm basing this off of the last two opponents they played. Like Alex said, great teams, circled them on the calendar, just won the Super Bowl. They're going into Atlanta. Atlanta hasn't done, anything really, if you think about it. The Chiefs are going to go in, like we said, they're going to not lay down, but they're going to play to the level of Atlanta. And I think I don't think should the Chiefs beat them by multiple scores? Probably, realistically, yeah. Do they do that? I don't think so. That's why I think it's a trap game. I think the Chiefs win by 3 points, maybe a touchdown at the end and crunch time to get the W. But I think that's why I think it's a trap game.
I agree with you. I think the Chiefs put themselves into trap situations by playing down to opponents.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, I think the Chiefs have to score touchdowns the whole game. They cannot let the Falcons be in running situations. We need our D-line to pressure Kirk Cousins, hit him a little bit. He kind of cries and shit when he gets hit. He doesn't like it too much. He didn't really look good passing, though, except for the last drive, the whole last game. So I think we need to score touchdowns. Don't settle for field goals. Keep the ball out of Bajan's hand, and just do not let Kirk out of the pocket.
After the first 2 weeks with Isaiah Likely and then freaking Mike Gesicki tearing up
the tight end sitch,
linebackers and secondary, I am nervous as hell to see what Kyle Pitts is going to do against us.
He can't catch the ball, so
he actually has to get the ball in his hands for him to be concerned.
And the thing that drives me insane about the Chiefs, as you guys might agree, is I feel like in situations where they just need to score a touchdown, I feel like they're just thinking field goal. At the end of last week, I feel like we could have easily just drove down the field, scored a touchdown, game over, whatever. I feel like they got the ball and they were like, we just need a field goal here.
Just run, make it as hard on ourselves as possible.
And they always get it it's always a long field goal. Yeah. It's like 50, 55 yards. It's like, if you're thinking field goal, I get they have confidence in Butker. But if you're thinking field goal, I'm thinking like 30, 35 yard chip shot. These dudes are like, no, we'll settle if we got to kick a 60 yarder, we'll do it.
It shows the coaching mentality too, because there's just, I don't know what it is about Andy Reid. There are plenty of times where he just takes his foot off the gas as opposed to putting it on their throats. Mm-hmm. We're sitting here, we're talking about how the Saints and Cowboys played 44-19. When was the last time that Andy just ran the fucking score up on somebody?
Well, and I think that's,
they're capable of doing it. Some of these
time
teams,
last year that
they just settle.
Was the Chicago Bears game.
But that's what stop being so safe all the time when you have a quarterback where in those crunch time positions, he scores touchdowns higher percentage than anybody else. Let him actually go do the job. Go for it on those 4th and 2s a little bit more.
Adam?
So much enjoying the Chiefs Homer fan part of the podcast.
I just said that they were going to lose.
Sitting here back.
So you two take the Chiefs still, right?
I just said they're going to lose.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I'm taking
I take the Chiefs.
My pick is quick. This is one of those stupid games the Chiefs lose. They do it every year. 3 or 4 of their losses are always the stupid teams they should beat. This is one. So they lose in Atlanta.
I'm going to lose sleep if Adam gains a spot on me because of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Only not because the Chiefs lose, but just because Adam.
Yeah, that's worse.
Yeah,
right?
usually these stupid games we lose are at home though, so I'm not worried. We're away, get it done.
I don't think Atlanta's better. The Chiefs are the best team in the NFL, but they're going to lose games. I think this is the stupid one.
100% they're going to lose games. Yeah.
Okay, on to the last. New Orleans, Philadelphia. Darby, why don't you kick this one off?
I'm gonna go New Orleans. I have them as my lock, so I think their offense is too good. They've been scoring a lot. Like I said, almost every time they touch the ball, they score. Back to the coaching for the Eagles. Caught a suspect here and there, but I think that the Saints are going to get it done.
Golden?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Saints are the hottest team in the NFC. Can't really bet against them. Derek Carr has scored on the first 15 drives as a Saint. I just watched the Eagles squander away a victory last week. Don't see him getting it done.
Okay, Adam.
Well, I hate the Eagles, so it's easy to pick the Saints. You look at the coaching situation in Philadelphia, and it's a disaster.
What are they doing?
It's a disaster. Like, I'm sorry, Nick Sirianni. Like, what are you doing? Everybody on TV, everybody watching the game knows what you should do, and you're going the opposite direction. I like New Orleans at home. I think Philadelphia is a mess, and Saints to win.
The only thing I hate about agreeing with you is I've just never wanted to see Derek Carr do well. And the fact that he has found a home where he's actually succeeding at the moment just doesn't sit right with me. And what's with the eyeliner? Like, he says there's no eyeliner.
There has to be.
I don't.
For what reason?
I don't buy it.
He started as a Raider, man. That's just a Raider thing. Like, just freaking weird.
I think he got it tattooed. You know, you can get those tattoos.
Yes.
Stuff like that. So that why I don't know what you're talking about with the eyeliner. It's a permanent eyeliner.
And because I know that he's lying about it, he's trying to find some little loophole. He's like, I don't put eyeliner on because I got the tattoo.
That's right.
I don't trust him. I don't trust him as a human. I don't trust him as a quarterback. I don't like him. Raiders. I don't like the pick. But I have to go with the Saints still.
Are you saying don't trust a man who wears eyeliner? Is that what you're saying?
I don't trust the fact that he wears eyeliner
And is denying it?
and lies about it. Just come out and say it.
Yeah.
It's cool if you're like a rock star and, you know.
Not really.
Motley Crue was doing it. Come on now. They were pretty cool.
I think that's gone.
They had
That
their
time's
time.
gone.
I am going to make sure that the Philadelphia Eagles win this game by picking the New Orleans Saints. All of us are on the Saints, and that reluctantly means that the Eagles will win this game.
You're
Probably
pro
by-
eyeliner.
by
You're pro
14
eyeliner.
points. I am pro points, and the Saints have scored
Right.
the second most points in the NFL history through the first 2 weeks.
You need those to win.
If you score more points than the other team, you will win.
Let's keep it going. Taking the Saints. So that'll lead us right into the results of who is driving the bus this week. So if you didn't hear on the Monday episode, we will all be bringing a player from the NFL whose performance we think was worthy enough to be driving the Vertz bus. This week we had Alvin Kamara, Derek Carr, Kyler Murray, Justin Jefferson, and who's the fifth? CJ Stroud. This week I think it is kind of been unanimous decision that based off of the offensive performance, the first 15 drives, that it has to be Derek Carr driving the bus this week. So he is the bus driver of the week for week 2. And we'll see if he can stay in the driver's seat or if Philly can knock him out.
I just need it to be, said and acknowledged. This is still not a pro Derek Carr podcast, but we got to give the respect where it's due.
You have to. Yep. All right, on to the last segment of the week, the CTE Case of the Week. Darby, why don't you tell us about the CTE Case of the Week this week?
So this one was tough. I think we got a runner-up and a winner. We'll start off with the winner. Mr. Mike Norvell, Florida State head coach. In a recent interview, someone asked him about his 0-3 start after, keep in mind, they went 13-0 last year, complained about not making it to the playoff, had high expectations this year. They are now 0-3 going into week 4. Someone asked about their 0-3 start this year, and his response was, if you played 3 powerhouse football teams to start your season, you would be 0-3 as well. Now, keep in mind, they lost to Georgia Tech, Boston College,
Powerhouse.
and Memphis.
Powerhouse.
Also,
Just 3 absolute juggernaut powerhouse teams.
Mike Norvell was at Memphis before he came to Florida State.
Oh, so he knows that they were a juggernaut,
Yeah.
a powerhouse, right?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
because he's not there anymore.
Right.
That's the reason.
Unstoppable force.
In 2020, that's when Memphis became a powerhouse, when Mike Norvell left.
Dynasties.
Has
So-
to be the CTE case.
Yeah, so Mr. Mike Norvell, you get the CTE case of the week. Dalton, do you want to give us the runner-up?
Yeah. I think our runner-up has to be Mr. Nick Sirianni for the outlandish call to throw to Saquon Barkley instead of running the ball.
Run the damn ball.
Potentially,
Okay,
run the damn
hold
ball.
on, time out.
Potentially getting a first down. He could have scored a touchdown. Even if he got stopped, the
Hold
the
the
clock's
hell
still
on.
running. Come on.
The call was not that bad. They
It was pretty fucking terrible.
dude, the play, he was wide open. Saquon
Dude,
would have scored if he
doesn't-
caught
It doesn't matter. It's
You didn't
it's
need
not
to
the safe
score.
play.
You didn't
Yeah.
need to score.
He could've got the
All
first
they
down.
got to give a shit about is winning, not scoring a touchdown.
All you needed to do is run the
You know.
clock, man. Even if you don't get the first down, right? So you still kick the field goal, but you're wasting time.
Wouldn't
Right.
you expect your running back that you signed
think
for $27 million to catch a freaking wide open arrow route?
Didn't we learn from the Patriots Seattle Super Bowl victory? Don't
Yeah,
throw the ball, run the
That
ball.
was
Run the damn
contested,
ball.
though.
Run the ball.
Run the
That was
damn
contested.
ball.
Run the ball.
I
The
don't
play
see
was
any
schemed up
point
well.
in throwing that pass.
Don't stop the clock.
As a coach,
Run the ball.
That's
Unless
45
you're,
seconds
like,
off the clock.
what do you? Yeah, it's like
I see.
then Kirk Cousins.
But
what do you
then
have?
Kirk
a minute
Cousins
20.
had a minute 40, and he
Okay,
scored
so
in like
so then
40
he has
seconds,
a
so-
minute. That's a different story. That's hearsay. I mean, we know for a fact that at least we would have had that much time off the clock.
Yep.
But likely they probably would
I
have
still
scored a
think
first
Kirk
down.
would have scored.
Ah.
I don't know. The silver lining, though, for all of it, was that the kicker for Philadelphia had to make an extra field goal.
Oh,
And
man.
I did win my fantasy league because of it. I was
That did
losing.
happen.
I was losing. And because of the bad play call by Nick Sirianni,
He won you the game.
he won me my fantasy football week. So that's why he was
See-
not the first place CTE case of the week, because
I see here. I see
Think
now.
about how many fantasy mashups that changed.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
So
Well-
that happens. Points for Jake Elliott.
Yep.
A lot more points for Kirk Cousins and Drake London.
Hey,
Yeah,
that
Drake
yeah.
London, absolutely.
That for
Help
sure
me out,
won and lost
for
some
sure.
people some games.
Yep.
Like that had to be the most frustrating thing that's happened in fantasy football.
that helped me win high points in one of my leagues,
Did it?
which does pay out.
There
So
you go.
Nice.
There you go. And then Drake,
Drake
London,
London.
proceeded to shoot up the stadium and get a
Yeah.
15.
I kind of wanted him to
Dude.
miss that. Like
Oh, I
Hoku,
did too.
the
Well,
50-yard freaking extra point.
So
or
I
whatever
had
it was.
Bijan Robinson, and I needed 5 more points out of Bijan to beat this guy. And of course, I didn't get that. So I needed 20 points out of Bijan going into it, and he only had 15 and didn't touch the ball in the fourth quarter or.
That's what the
That's right.
Chiefs need to do to him.
Number 1 in our league, number 1 in your hearts. The Bishop Sycamores.
Yeah. It's
Board's looking
frustrating.
pretty good. See, I
It's
picked 9th.
frustrating when you score the 3rd most points in a 12-man league and you lose. That's what
It's
happens
just
against
how the cookie crumbles in fantasy, man.
It's a bad
That's how
beat.
the cookie crumbles.
And
Back to
a lot of
Florida
injuries.
State.
Anyway, sorry.
A lot of injuries. No, you're
Yeah.
good. That's something too. I mean, CD came up on the injury report this
Did
week
he?
too. A lot of first round picks are
Yeah.
injured in fantasy.
Not cool.
But Florida State, another juggernaut, California this week. They're only favored by 2.5. I mean, I was tempted to take California as my underdog.
Yeah. And like I said, do they play him next week? SMU?
I don't.
They're
know.
gonna light him up.
Yeah.
Watch.
I mean, I don't think it would be that surprising.
I might have to take him for my underdog that week too.
We might
sure they
see
would
the
be.
first ever 13-0 team not win a game all season. Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
Brother.
He's just got a schedule
you
of
imagine?
juggernauts.
Their win total was 9.5.
Yep.
They already cashed the under on their win total for the year, 3 games in. Yeah. So, all right. Well, this has been the Thursday show, September 19th.
19th.
Thanks for joining the Vertz podcast. Peace out.